The single most important attribute in any relationship is the partner's ability to be completely honest, completely transparent. And I say that because as a therapist, when I'm working with people, if that one quality is apparent between the couple, between anybody that person comes in contact with, we can work it out. We can communicate and we can come to a resolution. So knowing that, why do partners lie to each other? Why do some people just not completely say what's on their mind or talk honestly with their partner? There's 5 flaws within each of us that we have the ability to carry into our relationships. And I think identifying if you are a carrier of one of these flaws and if you use it in relationships could save you and your partner a lot of grief if you would just work on it. The first reason people oftentimes lie is because they think it will make matters worse. They believe that the truth is associated with being cruel or hurtful to their partner. And so in lieu of that, they decide they're going to lie, or they're not going to say how they really feel. They're going to hold it in, or they're just going to bite their lips or whatever. As a therapist, I always think that there's a flaw in that. I think it's better said. I do think you have to think about how you say things, but I think the truth is always going to be better for the relationship than lying or saying something or avoiding the situation when it needs to be dealt with. Secondly, the partner thinks they'll appear needy. Many times when people are honest, it does make them more vulnerable, so they worry about how the other partner will take their vulnerability. I will tell you one absolute truth. The more vulnerable you are, the more you're inviting your partner for a closer depth in the relationship. So if you're afraid of that depth, then that says more about you than what it would for your partner hearing it. And what's interesting is when you lie or hold back because of your own feeling of neediness, you're basically telling your partner, I don't trust you with my vulnerability. I want you to think about that before you lie the next time. Thirdly, it'll stress the other person out. We know what life is stressful. And I think what stresses people out more are lies or untruths or things you don't say when you should have said. So that kind of a rationale, if you're saying that, then it's important you tell your partner up front, I've got something to tell you, but I don't want to stress you out further. No matter what, your truth is going to speak for itself. And I think it's more important you get the truth out than you try to predict if your partner can handle with the stress that comes with your truth. Next, I think a lot of times a partner will make this claim, they won't get it. If you hold back the truth or you lie to your partner because you think they won't get it, then that's a major communication flaw. And not only that, the part of that I don't like is you're assuming you know what your partner can understand, comprehend, and what they can't. And I would be very careful about making that assumption about a person that I said I cared about, because you understand that's a negative comment or a negative assumption. Be much better to say, I don't know if my partner can handle this, but at the same time, I need to tell them the truth because they expect my honesty and they deserve my truth. If you're in a relationship together, your partner always deserves your truth. And lastly, my feelings are wrong. If you believe that you can lie because your feelings are wrong or there's some kind of a right and wrong feeling, you are sadly mistaken. Feelings are not right or wrong. They just are. And how you feel is important, especially for your partner, to gauge how they will react, how they feel about something. And they base that on what your feelings are, because you're together in this. You're co-creating a relationship together. When you say something like, my feelings aren't right, then you're telling yourself that only some of my feelings are acceptable. Once again, that's your own baggage. That has nothing to do with your partner, and therefore I'm going to encourage you to deal with your baggage, but remain honest with your partner.